you know, as we watch the Olympics, and I'm so sad they're almost over, there's something that businesses could learn from the strength and the endurance of the athletes, right?
Absolutely. In fact, there's so many things that we can learn, and it's just all about that discipline and focus, which we're going to talk about today.
Okay, so what's the top business lesson that you think businesses can learn from watching the Olympians?
Well, I really think that there are 5. I think, first of all, we have to remember that we've got to practice, practice, practice. I mean, the Olympians didn't get there and just show up and all of a sudden win a gold medal. So we really have to focus on what we're after and continue to practice and continue to hone our craft and really continue to learn. And the second thing that we have to do is strategize. We have to figure out, you know, we all in business, we know about the SWOT analysis, the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. And that's what really allowed the women's gymnastics team to win a gold medal. They all played to their strengths and they had a plan. And then the third thing is going back to that focus and not paying attention to what your competition is doing or what awards they won, but really focusing on what it is, what goals your company has. And we saw what happened to Michael Phelps in the 200-meter butterfly, where he was leading all the way and at the end just lost it. Now, he regained his focus, which was amazing, and then he took, you know, the most gold medals. But the point is that we really have to continuously focus on what it is we're after. And those are 3 of the great ones. And then we really have 2 more. One is to keep in mind that we all need a coach. Every single Olympian has a coach. And if you don't have a coach, forget it. And just like we saw Allison Felix, I mean, she won the Olympic gold. She was working with Bobby Kersey. Somebody that could be really objective about your business and your strengths and weaknesses and maybe where you're getting off track. And it's just somebody that can give you a little bit of that tough love, but that can really be objective, because we can't be objective when, you know, we're sitting in our own businesses. So whether you call it a coach or a mentor, we all need somebody that's kind of helping us out. And then last is we have to accept FOMO. FOMO is my new favorite word, fear of missing out. And basically, all the time Olympians miss out on, you know, a fun Saturday night out, whether it's that or fatty foods or whatever it is. Just realize that in business, if you're going to be at the top of your game, you are going to miss out on certain things. I mean, you're going to miss out whether it's on certain things with your family or working late or having to work a little bit on your vacation. If we really want to take those tips from the Olympians, we have to keep that in mind, that FOMO is going to be part of our lives.
But is it worth it, missing out on all of those things?
Well, I think it is worth it at the end. I mean, if it's something, to me, there's almost no greater satisfaction than really performing well, whether it's in your personal life or your business life. And I think when you get super focused on what it is you want, and then you start to achieve it and you get those successes, I think that's so rewarding. I mean, I think it's just really a natural high. And but we have to keep coming back to what is our goal, what's the point, why are we doing this? Because otherwise Olympians nor business owners could really get to the finish line or get to the gold medal. But otherwise, if you don't, you really come back to, like, how did I get here? You know, and that's when you lead to burnout and everything else.
Right, and you say practice, which is interesting because you do want to be there a lot of the time, present and working hard, but there comes a point where you just have to either know how to better manage your time so you don't put in as many hours, or find a way to put in the hours and get a result out of them. So a lot of times people just show face time, but they're not being that productive, right?
Absolutely. And what you have to do too is it goes back to focus on what's the goal. I mean, if the goal is to hit a certain sales number for the month, you have to focus, and then you have to say, okay, listen, how am I getting there? How close am I getting there? And really adjust your time accordingly, so that you can say, listen, we need a return on investment on our time, just like we do on our stocks or mutual funds.
I like that.
We have to look at it as and we forget it. We say, okay, listen, I'm going to give my broker this amount of money and hopefully it'll go up, but we don't do that with our time. We don't say, I'm going to give you an hour and a half, and from that I need to come up with 2 leads for new clients. But when we drill down on that, it really makes a big difference.
Yeah, it's true. I find, as much as I hate being pressed for time, my personal life, I find that it typically helps. It's true. When you don't have a lot of time to finish something, you kind of, the adrenaline starts pumping in it, and you get it done. So maybe if you find yourself working around the clock and really trying hard, be a little bit more goal-oriented and set more goals, and then you could probably increase your success, right?
Right, and also I find that when you have a specific goal in mind, it's so much easier to attain it, because then you know you can take measure. You're looking at, okay, am I actually going in the right direction? I mean, many times I've had a goal, and then like we've talked about, I've had a strategy, but then I've continuously revisited it and realized, okay, my strategy is not working. So in actuality, I'm saving myself time because I'm saying I'm course correcting earlier on. But if you don't have a goal and you're not kind of checking in with yourself, then there's no way to course correct. There's no way to say, okay, listen, wait, stop what I'm doing, this isn't working, and try something else.
Marley Majcher, thank you so much for joining us today. We'll pull up your book, but are you making any money? Which is a great question that businesses need to ask themselves. And also your website, marleymajcher.com.